Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Figures of Action Reviews and coming at you again. So, once again, we're on this topic of discount figures, and will we continue to see discount figures in the discount stores like Ross, Ollie's, and Burlington Coat Factory, among other stores as well, like online stores such as Kid Warehouse. And it's been brought up again that the old the golden days of going into these stores or going online and finding these figures at a discount price is over, because mainly of what the manufacturers and toy companies such as Hasbro are starting to do now. They're starting to cut back on the supply. And so while I do agree that they are cutting back on the supply, because you start seeing a lot of pre-orders sell out, and across multiple stores such as Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, and Hasbro, the Hasbro Pulse store itself, that is true for the most part that these newer figures are selling out, and they're selling out pretty quickly. Now, is that to say solely because they are cutting back on the supply? Mostly, yeah, I believe they are cutting back on supply, because they have seen a lot of their figures go into the discount stores. But once again, I will say this again, this is a part of business management. They have already taken into account their profits and their losses, and they are projecting, before they put these figures out, they're projecting what they might lose and what they stand to profit. So if you see figures in a discount store, it's not solely because Hasbro turned around and said, you know what, we couldn't sell these figures, let's send them to Ollie's. No. And the reason being is because depending on the toys that are ending up and the action figures that are ending up in Ollie's and Ross, depends on what store they actually went to, such as Walmart and Target. And you can tell because I've seen toys such as the Duke, G.I. Joe Duke Tiger Force Ram Cycle, that was exclusive to Target. And where did we find it? We found it at Ross. You found a lot of G.I. Joe Tiger Force figures at Ross. You found the bats at Ross. And these toys were particularly exclusive to either Walmart or Target. Now, also, you've seen a couple of Marvel Legends in Ollie's. You've seen a ton of Star Wars action figures at Ollie's. But let's be real about it. The ones that you are finding at Ollie's, they are the ones that nobody really wants. Nobody was really looking for these figures, and you have a couple of YouTubers that are, claiming that, the era of finding these figures on discount, that's over. That's done. I don't think so. Now, I don't have anything against these creators. I don't. I like Nerdzoic. And I'm just recently finding out about the other guys. I think they're called the Figure Collectors, but don't mean to trash their name or anything like that. I just can't remember it off the top of my head. I don't have anything against them, because everybody has their own opinion. I just don't think they're 100% correct on whether or not we will continue to find discounted figures. Kids Warehouse has had these multi-packs from Marvel Legends for well over a year now. When people were looking for the Viper 3-pack and they were trying to get it from Ross, they were hitting the Ross stores because they found it kind of cheap, well below price. They were going to Ross. But you know what? Kids Warehouse had them for $39.99. And I know because I bought 3 of them. I bought 3 packs. They have that Marvel Legends series Spider-Man multi-pack, the 6 figures. They've had that for months. I saw it on Kids Warehouse, and I haven't seen this pack anywhere else. I mean, mainly because a lot of what Hasbro did and the Marvel Legends team did was put out a lot of figures that nobody really wanted. And I'm gonna keep saying that. All of these figures are not wanted. There are a couple of figures that people want, and it's in that multi-pack, and people are just like, I don't want the other figures that come along with it, and I don't feel like paying that $100 price for it. So when you see these multi-packs come out and they're not selling like that. And like the 5-pack Strife X-Men Marvel Legends is in Ross and certain Ross, not all Rosses. When you find it in Ross, it's because nobody wanted the other characters. If they did, the sales would speak for it. People would have just bought it straight out of store. Now, they're comparing the recent sales of the newer figures to the sales of the previous figures that didn't sell that well, like the Marvel Legends that ended up in Ollie's and Ross. And it's like, well, wait a minute, hold up. You have a bunch of figures now that, like that Cobra Commander, the retro Cobra Commander. Of course he's gonna sell out. He's a callback to the cartoon. Of course he sells out. You have the new Sabretooth in Wolverine 2-pack. Of course it sells out. Everybody wants that Sabretooth. And they want it bad enough to where they're like, I really don't want this plain clothes Wolverine because we have a whole bunch of those, that they're willing to say, you know what, I'll buy it anyway just so I can get that Sabretooth. They're even buying it from the secondary market in places like eBay. And they're charging exorbitant prices at that too. So people are willing to pay more just to get that Sabretooth. Now, you didn't see people doing that with the Age of Apocalypse figures because they weren't really wanted like that. And also, a lot of these figures, Hasbro, they're still making with the old figure designs. They still have pins, and for the female characters, they still have those round rotating arms where the newer figures are double jointed with the elbows, which is much better when it comes to the articulation. So it's not like we won't find these figures again. No. We're going to continue to find these figures because Hasbro doesn't control who Target and Walmart send these figures to. It's based on who's buying them and exactly, where they're ending up. Because like I said, you can really see where certain figures were in certain stores such as Walmart, and then they end up in Ollie's, and you can tell because she's like, hey, I saw that in Walmart, I didn't see that in Target. I saw this in Target, I didn't see that in Walmart. So you automatically know, if you're a toy collector and you've been going through the aisles for months and months and months, and you're used to seeing the items and inventory that they've been carrying, and you go, hey, that was never in Walmart, or this was a Walmart exclusive and that was a Target exclusive, and you start identifying them in the discount stores such as Burlington. I mean, look at the Power Ranger figures. I found so many Power Ranger Lightning Collection figures in Ross and Burlington Coat Factory. It's crazy. And I mean, they are significantly lower than what they were at, like, what, $24.99? And I think Ross is selling them at $5.99. And I think Burlington was selling them maybe for $6.99 or $7.99. But either way, we're going to continue to see these figures, especially the figures no one is asking for. That's the thing. They're not telling you about the figures that sell out in the stores, that people actually are jumping in there and running in there trying to find and trying to get. Oh no, they're not telling you about those because those sell out because there's a want for those. But like those apparently new, and I'm using air quotes when I say new, but that new old Iron Man that they repackaged and put back in Target and Walmart, nobody's asking for that. Nobody was asking for it when it came out the first time. It really wasn't a standout figure where somebody was like, ooh, I really like that. Now, like I've said before, there are a select group of people, there are a few in the collecting community. They'll buy everything that's put out, anything under the sun. They'll collect it. They'll just go get it because they just gotta have it, or they're a fan of everything. But not everybody is a fan of everything, and some people are selective in their purchases, and they're like, I'm willing to buy this, but I don't want that. They'll play that clearance chicken game, and whether it works or not, oh well, it is what it is. These stores, Target and Walmart, cannot afford to keep a lot of inventory on hand, and knowing that they have new inventory coming in, quarter after quarter. So what do? They slash the prices. They put them up on clearance in their own stores. And then after that, if they don't sell, they ship them off to the discount stores. So whether, somebody says like, oh, well, the pre-orders are selling out. The pre-orders are selling out because the pre-orders are mainly figures that people have been asking for or they find interest in and that they want. It's not figures that they don't want, because I guarantee you check in a year, you'll start seeing figures that came out last year. In a year from now, you'll start seeing them in Ollie's and you'll start seeing them in Ross in a discount out, because people are actually like, well, those figures I didn't want. Look at the WWE figures. If they don't sell, they're definitely going to end up at Ollie's and Ross. Well, they'll definitely end up at Ollie's because Ollie's get all the WWE figures anyway. They have Rey Mysterio right now at Ollie's. They've had what's her name? Vince McMahon's daughter. She was there. They had British Bulldog. I think they had Bret the Hitman Hart at one time. And more recently, they have a 3-pack. So they've got a 3-pack of, I think it's 4-pack. There's a female that I'm not familiar with. I think it's The Rock, and Stone Cold Steve Austin, and another figure. And it's at Ollie's. It's a 4-pack, and it's fairly cheaper than what it originally was priced at. So I don't remember seeing that in the stores, but yeah, Ollie's has it. Even the Motu figures, we're going to continue to see those when they don't sell in the stores, and the stores can't, continue to carry that in their inventory, and they need to make space and they need to make room. They're going to send those things out. They're going to just basically either auction them in those big crates to anybody who goes to the auctions, or they're just going to end up selling them to the discount stores, who are basically going to buy them for cheap and then resell them at a significantly lower price. So yeah, don't get fooled by, all the pre-orders are selling out, because the pre-orders that are selling out are actually the figures that people want. You look at the figures that people don't want, and you go through Hasbro Pulse and you go and look at all the new figures, and the ones that are wanted, sold out. You have the ATVs for Cobra and the Tiger Force ATV, sold out. The vehicles, they're sold out. The Vamp, sold out. But when you go and look through some of the other figures, such as the G.I. Joes, such as Lowlight, and trying to think of them off the top of my head, you can just scroll through Hasbro Pulse and you'll see the figures that the ones people wanted, they're sold out. The ones people are not heavy in demand for, Scar is a Son of Hulk. He's a pre-order and he is not sold out, because there probably isn't a lot of people who are just like, we really want Scar, or, I gotta have Scar. He's not sold out. But if you look at that Cobra Commander, it's sold out. That Wolverine and Ultimate Spider-Man that are set to come out later this year, that's sold out. So it tells you where the interest is. And if Hasbro wants to continue to sell their figures without having to ship them off to discount stores, it'll do them better to actually do a full research of the market of what people want, because it's not just kids in the majority buying their figures. It's pretty much a lot of adults who have the money and disposable income to buy those figures that they fell in love with when they were kids. Those are your primary customers. So these are the people that's running in the stores just buying them, and some of them are just like, I don't want that figure. I don't want it at $24.99, but I'll buy it at $7. I mean, that's the deal. When you make that buy, I'm not even a Power Rangers collector. I don't buy Power Ranger action figures, but when Hasbro Pulse threw up that Omega Lightning collection for $38, knowing the original price was $99.99, I bought one. I sure did, because the figures look good, and at the same time, I'm willing to pay that. I'm willing to pay that $38 now that it's like significantly cut down in price. But yo, y'all let me know what y'all think about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. Once again, no hate toward Nerdzoic and the action figure collectors. The guys, I can't remember their channel name. Don't grind me on it. But yeah, no hate towards them. But I just don't think that their opinion is 100% correct. So with that, it's Figures of Action Reviews. I'm signing out. You guys let me know what y'all think. Holla.